I am going to give demonstration on scribbling. What is scribbling? How is scribbling important for a drawing, a painting, or any kind of creative expression? Whenever a person has some free time, he can scribble on a paper with pencil, with pen, with brush, with pastels, and any other medium. One has to train one's hand. It is very important to train one's hand and brain. When these two coincide, only then one can draw the exact thing. Because sometimes brain works and hand is not trained, or sometimes hand is trained and brain doesn't work. So train your hand. Your mind is guiding your hand, but to get proper guidance, one needs to train the hand to get proper feedback. Draw thousands of lines. Move your hand. Move full arm and rotate the hand and set it free to get fully involved. If you use brush closely and with just two fingers, the drawing becomes very monotonous. Holding the brush midway and start scribbling. There is no hard and fast rule. It is up to an artist how and from where he wants to hold a brush. But holding from a distance gives it freedom. Now I will show you how to scribble. There are thousands of ways to scribble. One needs to make vocabulary of scribbles in brain, and then only one can draw because one needs lines, colors, shapes, and for that one needs to practice. Practice at least 2 hours a day. There is no restricted time for scribbling. One can do it anytime. I will now show you how to scribble with a black poster color. Just different kinds of lines. A right-handed person's movement will go from left to right mostly, with very less or rarely strokes going from left to right. Left-handed person will have his movement going from right towards left. Movements depend on the strength of the arm. A right-handed person will make a portrait also in the same directions, that is facing left. If he has to make it facing right, then his movements are a bit restrained, unless he is a trained artist. Scribbling helps an artist here, where his hand is trained to adapt to any direction and there comes a flow in his movement. There are numerous kinds of scribbles: thick scribbles, thin scribbles, shapes, and forms. One needs to explore one's brush. Move the brush like a pencil, starting from dark and slowly letting the color fade and reaching the extent of invisibility. With practice, only one will realize how much color is needed in the brush to create a certain effect. Try another effect with the dry brush, where the color is almost gone, but it is still giving a gray tone and can move on to quite an extent to create a shade. Suppose I have to make a head. I will just scribble with a dark color over the hair, which is supposed to be the darkest, and then shift to the slightly lighter area and create a shadow. With the same brush, without adding more colors, I applied dark as well as middle tone to the head, practicing on the second scribbled head. I will apply dark tone over the hair and beard, then slowly scribbling with a dull brush over the beard to form chiaroscuro and textural effect, and add more tonal values to it. So with one brush full of color, one can give birth to myriad values. One should know there are 9 values of a color from light to dark. One should be aware of it. With one brush, I have applied black as well as grey. There is no limit to practice. One can be experimental and explore different variations. Start scribbling with a dark tone and keep on applying parallel lines to study the grades of grey. One can see how a distance is created by placing darkest to lightest strokes next to each other. And the noticeable point is from the same color, loaded brush, which will keep on getting dim and dim as the color keeps on drying or getting used from the brush. One can see the variations in values of color and clearly count them from dark to light. One can attain n number of effects. Another trial can be addition of white color and create another 9 values. Till now we tried vertical and small scribbles. Now try curved horizontal ones. Scribble only adds fluency and trains the hands as well as brain to look into abstraction. Like Chung Jones says, the whole essence of good drawing and of good thinking, perhaps, is to work a subject down to the simplest form possible and still have it believed for what it is meant to be. One can apply another wind of scribble with thick small lines and let them also teach our mind to see the effect it can create, going from one end to the other and gradually fading away. When mind catches all these effects, then it can recall their impression and where they can be used while making a drawing or a painting. Another kind of scribble is a flowing curved line moving in a flow like a waves in a river rushing up and down. The vision needs to study patterns which are limitless. There are endless possibilities to create or break a line to get a desired result. One can play with dots and by placing those side by side can create movement. Even dots can speak volumes while moving from one area to another area. There now, in front of the viewer, is a paper full of effects and scribbles, which is looking like an artwork in itself. Nobody can make out that it is an experimental work. There is a connection between my red lines, which is forming rhythmic notes between separated parts. Time to start more explorations on a new piece of paper. Vic Morris said, drawing is not a way to come up with pictures. Drawing is a way to educate your eye to understand visual information, organizing it into a more hierarchical way, a more economical way. When you see something, if you draw often and frequently, you examine a room very differently. Scribbling or drawing without hesitation is like a meditation. Don't block the mind. Set it free and see the direction it takes. All the images and feelings from conscious as well as subconscious mind will come out. Once thought, the spirit will lead the way to a platform where one can explore the imagination to all extents and find something from nothing. Let the hand move as it wants. Go with the flow, keeping the mind blank. Do not have any image in mind. Let the painting be accidental. Gradually, after studying the scribbles in different ways, one can try to create a concrete drawing or painting out of it. An interaction or interplay of long, curved, broken, tiny, thick, or thin scribbles. Paul Klee said, in the final analysis, a drawing simply is no longer a drawing, no matter how self sufficient its execution may be. It is a symbol, and the more profoundly the imaginary lines of projection meet higher dimensions, the better. Move the brush freely, rough lines going here and there, and slowly one can see or imagine the branches of tree in these lines. Even a crude line will speak its volume. The intersecting lines will flow into the space and form their own story. Move the brush fearlessly, and this will only add more and more spontaneity to an artwork. It is not necessary for a stroke to be even. One can put stress in placement at various places and add heaviness and boldness to the brush stroke. The bristle of the brush create textures of lines and add another character to the scribbles where one can see a play of uneven, very thin line caught in between the heavy character of another line. By drawing another curved and uneven line horizontally dividing the vertical strokes, the whole scenario has gained the appearance of a landscape, where the curved line is acting as a line of path or can even be indicating a flow of water body. The thick line can get turned into stones or mounts and add heaviness to the foreground of the landscape. This is how the mind gets trained to explorations of the brush and enters the world of magical qualities of different strokes. The scribbles become inspiration and then lead the mind into the land of imagination. Tilted, straight, curved, rigorous, feeble, bold, rhythmic, dotted, the range of scribbles is endless. In the accidentally created landscape, the scribble can form a shape of hut. The tiled one can play the role of roof, the dotted ones the window and door, the rough ones can make the test roof, and straight scribbles can indicate the walls of the hut. The scribbles will help an artist in forming a fence, path, water, sky, trees, etc. It can lead to a process or train the mind to see how the interplay can give birth to something unique. The scribbles will make one realize that whatever an artist is creating is a concoction of numerous scribbles. The addition of color to the black scribbles will gradually turn the interplay into a painting and add totally another character where one can easily forget that the initial stage or an underneath layer was just a trial of scribbles, which is no more baseline. It will turn into a poignant, balanced act of inner vision, mystery, realization, and of course, experimentations. I would like to bring it to an end with Kandinsky quote: "There is no form, there is nothing in the world which says nothing." Often it is true. The message does not reach our soul, either because it has no meaning in and for itself, or is it is more likely because it has not been conveyed to the right place. Every serious work rings inwardly like the calm and dignified words. Here I am.